Hey guys, we're going to do some exercises for improving the flexibility of the hips and mobility of the hips. So just yeah, a few hip openers and also just sort of stretching the glutes and things. So you might need, if you're a little bit stiff on in your hips or your glutes, adductors, thighs, you might want some cushions for supporting some of the exercises or possibly blocks. So grab yourself a mat and we'll just start off doing a few warm-ups just to loosen the hips. So we're going to do some nice hip circles to start off. So come to a nice standing position, probably feet about shoulder width, and you're going to bring your hands onto your hips. So you can just have a little softness in your knees as well. And we're just going to do some circles with the hips. So if you move your body at the same time as moving your hips, but sort of in the opposite direction. So as your hips go to the right, your body goes to the left, and then obviously as your hips go back, your body comes forwards. And same with the other side, taking the hips forwards, the body's going to come back. So just do some nice big circles. Try not to lock the knees, so the knees are staying soft or slightly bent. And I find this a really good one. Change direction when you feel ready. Really good one just for like loosening the hip area. So yeah, we're going to obviously do some like yoga stretches for the hips, but things like dancing and these sort of like fluid movements like this are really good for the pelvis and obviously all the ligaments and everything around the hips. So so yeah, you might find it a little bit easier going one way than the other as well. And when you feel like you've loosened up a little bit, then just standing up tall. And we're going to take the feet out fairly wide this time, so a fairly wide stance. Just check that your feet are in line with each other, and then you're going to turn the toes out sort of about 45 degrees. We're going to bring the hands onto the tops of the thighs, so like just underneath the hips, onto the tops of the thighs. And we're going to keep a nice straight spine. I want you to imagine that we're going to go down, so as you go down, if you imagine that you've got your back up against a wall all the time as you go down, so that you're not leaning forwards. So try and keep contact with the wall. You can use a wall if you want to do this one. Go up against a wall if that's easier. But if you feel okay, then obviously doing it without the wall. So you start off with the legs straight, but again, make sure you're not locking the knees. So I'm going to breathe in through the nose. Deep belly breathing and then breathing out. We're going to bend the knees, so coming down. So keep that back straight. Push through the feet. Inhale into the belly, coming back up. And exhale. So again, in and out through the nose if that feels okay. And just like quite nice, slow breathing as well. So you put your movement with your breathing. And obviously, yeah, kind of the more slower the movement, generally, the stronger it'll feel as well, the more controlled it is. So you're inhaling to come up, you're exhaling to go down. Watch the knees as you go down. So try and get the knees tracking towards the second or third toes. So what sometimes tends to happen is the knees want to like wobble inwards. So make sure that you've got you're opening the inner thighs and the knees are tracking towards those middle toes. So inhaling, coming up, exhaling. So this is a really good one for strengthening the legs. Strengthening the quads and the glutes. Exhale as you go down. And also it's a good sort of like workout for the hip joints as well. And and it's said to increase like the circulation, the blood flow up through the legs, up into the body. So we'll just do one more, exhaling down, inhaling, coming up. And then just turn your toes in and then set your feet back together, have a little shake out. So we're going to come to a sitting position now. If your hips are a little bit tight, you might want to sit up against a wall if your back's tight as well. Or you might want some cushions, to sit on some cushions, a meditation cushion, or blocks. So I'll show you blocks. We're going to come to cobbler's pose, or Baddha Konasana, so it's also known as bound angle pose. So I'm going to put some cushions under my knees. I'll just show you that. Grab cushions off my settee. So yeah, we're coming down onto the sit bone. So I'm going to just demonstrate sitting on this block, and yeah, you might want cushions under your sit bones, so whatever feels right for you really. And then the soles of the feet come together, and then I'm going to just demonstrate with 2 cushions under the knees. But if you are quite tight in the hips, you might want more cushions. Also, yeah, the soles of the feet are coming together, but if you bring them further away from the body, that'll make it a more gentle stretch on the hips and the legs and the back as well. Obviously bringing them closer in will give you a stronger stretch. So you listen to your body, how many cushions, blocks, things you need, and also where you want to bring your feet to as well. So yeah, the aim is to connect the sit bones to the ground or down onto your cushions or block, and sit up tall, so like shoulders rolled open and back, and then you can either hold the legs, you can hold the ankles, or if you go for a further stretch, you could hold the toes. I'm going to just hold the ankles because I'm sat up on this block. So yeah, just connect into your breathing. So this is a really good one. This is like, yeah, one of the, sort of like the original yoga postures. So it's one of the older postures. A lot of the traditional yoga postures were actually done on the ground, so that a lot of the seated ones tend to be the older postures. And this one's said to be really beneficial, obviously for the hip joints, which then is also great for the back, and it's said to aid the blood flow and the circulation into the pelvic area, so really good for reproductive organs, a urinary system, just the whole of the pelvis, and obviously just like a great leg stretch as well. It can be quite strong on the knees as well. So yeah, just connect with your breathing. So you might want to just close your eyes. This is a nice one to hold for a few minutes. So if it feels okay for you, you breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. You can do some nice deep belly breathing. So as you inhale, just send your breath deep into your belly. This is a really nice one for like, yeah, kind of like creating space in the abdomen and helping with your deep breathing. So nice deep breathing. If you want, you can maybe lengthen the exhale. So it's your exhale where you can kind of just allow the body to release and relax. So on the exhale, you might just sort of try and let go. You might feel that you're holding a bit of tension around the hips or the legs. So it's just trying to breathe the knees down towards the ground on the exhale. Breathe the shoulders down on the exhale. And also I like to think on the inhale that I'm drawing the breath up through the spine, through the back of the neck, up into the crown of the head, and like sending the crown of the head upwards. So on the inhale, like feel as though you're lengthening up and getting taller. And then on the exhale, you're releasing and letting go of any tension. So this is a great one to do. Just hold for a few minutes, listen to your body. If you feel you want to stretch further, but obviously listening to your back in this one, you can start to bring the body forwards. So as you bring the body forwards, it gives a slightly stronger stretch around the adductors and hip area. So you do it on an exhale. So as you exhale, come forward. So obviously listening to your back, we just make sure as we come forwards that we're not like really round in the back. So try and take the heart centre forwards, keep the shoulders nice and relaxed, lengthen through the back of the neck. Some people also like to push down onto the inner thighs to get more of a stretch. Generally, if you're using cushions and things, you might want to do this, that's fine, or you might find it a little strong. If you're not using any cushions and you're straight down onto the ground, then obviously this will really help you to deepen the stretch by coming forwards. As you come forwards, I'm noticing because I'm sat on a block, I'm noticing my sit bones are wanting to come up off the ground. So yeah, if you are coming forwards, always make sure that your sit bones are staying firmly contacted onto the ground. Again, you can lengthen that exhale and just being aware. Every exhale, you're kind of, as you release and let go, you're possibly deepening the posture. So it might be very subtle, you're not necessarily physically doing anything, but every sort of exhale, you're letting go, so it's just deepening the posture a little bit. So this is one of my favourite postures. I just think it's great. It's really great for breathing. It's really great for calming and settling the mind, making you feel relaxed, bringing you down to earth. It aided me in my, particularly one of my pregnancies and my labour. So, you know, really think it's a really good posture to do. When you're ready to come back up, if you come forward, just make sure you're connecting with your sit bones first, and then as you inhale, you're kind of like hinging up, sitting back up on the inhale, and then you might want to just bring the legs forwards and straight and just like have a little shaky leggy thing. So I'm going to do another hip opener now, so we're going to take the legs out wide. So again, I'm still sat on my block, so you might want to be sat on something. And if you are sat on something, it might be a good idea to bring some cushions or something under the knees to support the legs. So the legs are going to come out wide. So I'll just show you with the cushions under my knees. So you just kind of go in as wide as you feel comfy. Again, make sure that you're sat on your sit bones. So sometimes you need to actually grab your bum and sort of wiggle yourself up so you're on your sit bones, so that you're not slouching back onto your tailbone, the base of your spine. So yeah, legs want to be sort of even, so you don't want to have one leg there and the other really wide. So legs sort of evenly spaced. And feet, make sure that your feet aren't flopping inwards. So you want to bring your feet so that your toes are pointing straight up towards the ceiling. And your middle toe or second middle toe wants to line up with the knee and then with the hip. So on both sides. Sort of second and third toe lining up with the knee and the hip. So the feet are, you kind of push through the heels a little bit as the toes point straight up. So sit up nice and tall. Again, we want to maintain good alignment of the spine. So we're going to go to the side. So we're going to inhale, and then as you exhale, you're going to just take your right hand down your right leg. So you don't have to go too far at all. Just hold it there, relax your breathing. So we're getting a side stretch here. If you like going sort of past your comfort zone, you might find that you're rolling forwards and the stretch is starting to go into your back. So we don't want that. So we want to keep this top shoulder rolled open, so the chest is open. We want to get a stretch down the side of the body. This arm, you can either just like, bring it onto this hip so that you're just rolling the shoulder open. Some people like to bend the hand and bring it behind the back. Or some people like to bring it up. So you can maybe inhale, bring it up straight, or you could bring it across as well. And your gaze can either be straight ahead, or if it feels comfy on your neck, you can turn to look up towards the ceiling. So it's kind of just listen to your body. You do what feels right for you. This hand that's coming down, the right hand, again, you might just be here, that's fine. If that's giving you a good stretch, that's fine. Or you might find you can come further to the ankle or even to the foot. If you can do that without compromising the back, you could bring the index finger, middle finger around the big toe. So you could take hold of the big toe if that feels okay. Obviously, having these supports is making it easier. So if I was straight down onto the ground, this stretch would be stronger. So if you are straight down onto the ground, you might find coming all this way is a bit too far to go. If you've got the hand behind the back, if you're quite supple, you might be able to take hold of the inner thigh, and that just rotates the body open a little bit more. Again, just listen to your body, whatever feels right for you. When you're ready to come up, again, connect with your sit bones, and then you're going to inhale deep into the belly and just sitting up tall. So we'll do it on the other side. So start off, inhale, exhale, you're going to go down to the left. So just sliding the hand down the leg. And then again, make sure you're not rolling this shoulder forward. So keep your shoulder open, chest open, stretch down the side of the body. And then hand can either just come here onto the hip, or you can bring it behind your back, or you can bring it up or over. So I do feel a lot tighter on this side, all the way up along there. So yeah, just listen to your body, go to where you feel a really nice stretch, and then if you tune into your breathing, that will kind of allow you to relax into the stretch. But if you feel like you're straining your breathing, like in the stretch, then it might mean that you just need to come out a little bit. So you don't need to, you just, progress gently. So if you do it for a few times in, over consecutive days, you'll probably notice that you get a bit further each time. So yeah, you just hold it where you're feeling a really nice stretch, but not pushing it too much. Get your gaze point. Try and keep both sit bones down, so especially this sit bone, as you lean over, this one will want to come up a little bit. So try and keep them both down onto the ground, so you're like pushing down through that hip. Then you can get the big twist if you want to do that, taking hold of the inner thigh. When you're ready to come up, connect to your sit bones and inhaling. Coming up, sit up nice and tall. So just get yourself back to the centre. Check that your feet are still in alignment with knees and hips. We're going to come forwards now. So we're going to inhale, exhale. We're going to keep the spine nice and long, taking the chest forwards on the exhale. So the hands can come down the legs, or you can bring the hands down onto the ground in front. So whatever feels good for you. Connect with your breathing. So yeah, this one's a great one for stretching the inner thighs. So just feeling that. Watch, obviously as you're going forwards, the toes might want to drop forwards as well. So just check that your toes are still pointing straight up, and you're getting that even stretch down the backs of the legs as well. So similar to what we did in the bound angle pose at the beginning, nice deep breathing into the belly. Also, you can send your breath up into the crown of your head, so your length, every sort of in-breath, you're lengthening through the spine. And every out-breath, maybe feel as though you're like sinking down into the ground, so the sit bones are sinking down, you're releasing tension from the backs of the legs, from the inner thighs, from the hip area, also the shoulders. So check for tension around your jaw and your face, just making sure that that's relaxed and that you've got no tension through the back of the neck, so that you're lengthening through the neck. So this is a great one as well, and it's one you can hold for a while, just sort of breathe into it. Feel that really good stretch. And whenever you feel ready, you're just gently coming back up. On an inhale, come back up. Sit up tall. So we're going to just bring the legs together now. So you might find you have to grab your legs and bring them together and just like have a little shake out. So yeah, this one we're going to do like stretch the legs the other way. So I'm going to come off my block for this one, but you might, if you've got a better block than me that's not so narrow, you might still want to use it for this one, or you might want to sit on a cushion, that's fine. But I'm just going to come straight down onto my mat. So we start off with the legs out straight in front, and we just check that we're on our sit bones. So sitting up nice and tall. You're going to keep your left leg straight, and then you're going to bring your right leg over. And if it feels comfy, only if it feels comfy, you're going to bend this left leg round as well. So this is half of cow's face pose. So you just like allow the tops of the feet to rest down onto the ground, and then obviously if you sat on a block or a cushion, that's fine, or sat down onto the ground, but just trying to keep the sit bones down, feeling the nice big stretch around the glutes and the hips, the outside of the hips. You might want to bring link your fingers onto your knee, your front knee, and again just sitting up nice and tall. So you can do nice deep breathing. Keep the spine up long, lengthen through the back of the neck, send the crown of the head upwards. And again, on the exhale, we're letting go. So we're just trying to allow the hips to relax, glutes to relax, trying to release tension from the joints. Keep the sit bones firmly down onto the ground or onto your block or your cushion. So deep breathing into your belly. And then you might want to send awareness to where you're feeling tight. So I can kind of feel it, yeah, right around my hip joints. So just kind of like on your exhale, rather than trying to fight the tension, try and just release the tension. If you find it too strong with both legs over like this, you can just keep the one leg, just do the one leg, bring the one leg across and keep the other leg straight. If you need like a support under your knee, put a cushion under your knee. So you just listen to your body. You can take hold of the feet as well in this one. That's quite nice actually. Quite grounding, taking hold of the feet, and Also in yoga, we call it like an energy lock or sealing in the energy when you take hold, of something, hands or feet. My toes feel a little bit cold, so it's quite nice with my warm hands on my toes. Release tension from your chest and your shoulders. And when you feel ready, we'll do it on the other side. So just taking your legs out straight. If you want to have a little shake first, check that you're still on your sit bones. And keep your right leg straight this time. You're going to bring your left leg across. So again, top of the foot down. Just hold it like this if you want. Or if you want the full stretch, we're bringing that right leg round as well. That feels good. So again, you can just take hold of your knee, sit up tall. So yeah, spine nice and upright. You can even imagine that you've got like a piece of string, putting the crown of your head upwards so that you're lifting up through the crown of the head. The chin comes down slightly so that you're lengthening through the back of the neck, but obviously not right down, but just make sure that you're not like that. We're creating space in the belly, so breathing into the belly if that feels comfy, chest open, shoulders relaxed. Your sit bones are your foundation, so they're, if you were doing a standing posture, obviously it'd be your feet are your foundation, what's connecting you to the earth. So really important you have a solid foundation. So in this one, your sit bones are your foundation. So it wants to feel nice and steady, solid, sit bones connecting to the ground or your block. Lengthen your out breath if you want, so you're releasing on your out breath, you're letting go. Again, if you want to hold the feet, I'm going to do a little holdy feet thing. Quite nice holding the feet as well, because you can like sort of, open the chest a little bit as well. So I feel a little bit tighter on this side. I've had a slight issue with the left knee, which I've had on and off really since I was a kid. It used to come on a little bit with running, but been doing racket sports and it came on. So I have changed my trainers and got sort of like support under my feet now, which is better. But I can still feel that it's tight and it's coming up into the hip. So this feels really nice actually. It's a really nice I can feel it stretching that. I can feel the tension, but it's not hurting. Whenever you feel ready, you can just come out of that one and take the legs out straight. Just give the legs a little shaky shake. So we're going to come into one called pigeon pose. So this is a really good one. This is quite a strong one as well. And again, you might need cushions for this one. You're going to come onto your hands and knees to start off on your mat. So I might be a little bit tight in this one. I'm a little bit out of practice. But I thought this would be a really nice one to do. I've been doing quite a few racket sports and things lately, so I can kind of feel it quite tight around the hip and glute area. So this is quite a good stretch for that. So you're starting off in like a cat position. So your hands are below your shoulders, knees are below the hips, and toes point straight back, or you can curl the toes under. So we're going to start off, we'll bring the right leg forwards to start off. So in fact, I'm going to, you need to be slightly higher on your mat. You need to be up towards the top of your mat for this one. Hopefully I'm going to have enough room here. So you're going to bring your right leg across in front of your left leg, and you want to keep the knee in line with the hip, and then your left leg you're going to curl the toes under and you're going to start to bring it back. So eventually you're coming down, you want to flatten off the back foot. You should be feeling quite a good stretch here, so this way you might need your cushions. If you are quite tight, you might want to rest down on a cushion or a couple of cushions. This front leg, I'll show you. Some people like to bring the foot underneath and sit on it, but ideally you're coming down and the front foot is like coming, I don't know if you can see it, is coming up. But obviously the higher it comes up, the stronger the stretch. So go to where you feel comfy going. Obviously if you want it right down, if that feels comfier, then that's okay. Put cushions under, that'll help if it feels tight. So yeah, the hips want to be facing forwards in this one. So what tends to happen when the hips are quite tight, the body will start to turn out sideways. So we want to be keeping the hips facing forwards. We can keep the hands down, opening the chest, gazing forwards, just a gentle gaze, straight ahead or just slightly down at an angle. It's a bit of a back bend, this one as well. I'll show you the probably more gentle version. So the more gentle version is like coming down. So it's quite a strong stretch on the hips, but it's not so strong on the back. Coming forward, so you can come forwards. You could fold your arms and just sort of come like that. Just breathe into it, feel the stretch. If you want to go further forwards, then you can come all the way down. So obviously listen to your body, but if you feel okay, forehead down, and then you reach forwards with the arms, with the hands. Really nice one, because you're allowing gravity to do the work. You're just kind of like really allowing the body to rest down onto the ground. Lengthen that out breath, so you're feeling the tension, well, wherever you're feeling the tension, but if you're feeling it in your right hip, which it should be stretching the right hip, then obviously you're trying to release that. Make sure that your knees feel okay, because it can be strong on the knees. You might also be feeling it down the front of that left leg, so it's quite a good stretch for the front of the leg. So a slightly stronger version would be to come up, and then also you could bring the hands up, so having a bit of a stretch. Hands can come together if you want. You can even look up, so that gives you a bit of a back bend, but obviously make sure you feel okay with that. And when you feel ready, just bring your hands down, again about shoulder width. You're going to curl the back toes under, just walk that back leg forwards, and then you go back into the cat position. And we'll do it on the other side, so bringing your left leg across the front, and you're going to walk, curl the back toes under on that right leg, you're going to walk that leg back. So again, cushions if you need under that hip. Get this foot to where you feel comfy with it. Gazing straight ahead, so fingertips can be down on the ground, but you're opening up through the chest. Point through those back toes. Obviously, if you want to come into the more sort of relaxing version, you're coming down. So go to where you feel comfy coming. So fold the arms, or if you feel comfy coming all the way, then obviously head down. You can walk the hands forwards. So you can do some nice deep belly breathing. You can also send your breath deep into the lower back as well. On the exhale, just lengthen through the exhale. Just try and release any tension. So as well as being aware of tension, obviously in the hip area, the areas that you're targeting, be aware of tension around the shoulders as well, and the neck, the jaw. And then if you want to do the other version, obviously you can come up. So hips, trying to keep the hips facing forwards. Bring the hands up. So you can keep them shoulder width, or you can bring them together. It's quite a bit of a back bend, so make sure it feels okay. Bring the hands down, curl the back toes under. So we're going to come out of that. So we're going to come back into the cat position. So yeah, just check your alignment. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. We'll start off stretching out the. We'll do the right leg first. So curl the toes under on the right leg. Just having a straight leg. We're going to just like push through the heel and just holding it there. So do some nice deep belly breathing. Breathe into that stretch. I really like this one, but it really gets my calf. Have quite tight calf muscles, and yeah, it seems to really get them. If you do some nice deep belly breathing, this will just help to relax like all this area as well. And then bring that right knee down, and you can take the left leg back. So same thing with the left leg, straight leg, push through the heel. Breathe into your belly. So just easing out any tension from the back of that leg. And then bring your knee down. So just to finish, counter pose is child's pose. So quite a nice one is to have the feet coming together, but the knees going out wide. So again, this is like a hip opener. But it's up to you, because you can also do it with the legs completely together. So I'm going to do it with the knees out wide. And then we just ease the sit bones back onto the heels, and we come forwards. So yeah, the full pose obviously is doing this and coming all the way down. If you have got tight hips and or knees, it's very strong on the knees. Cushions are great for this one. So definitely the cushions for this one. So yeah, you can like put cushions onto the tops of the heels. And then obviously you're bringing the head down, so you might want blocks for the head, because you don't want to bring the head, like, yeah, that'd be too much of a stretch, like coming all the way down. So you can maybe just like do it like that. Or you could use fists. Fists is quite good. Feels a bit comfier than blocks on the head. Also, if you find it strong, sometimes under the feet can get a bit painful. You might want to like put a blanket or something under there just to protect under the feet a little bit. So yeah, again, just get yourself comfy, and you can hold it for a few minutes. The arms can be forwards, the arms can be folded, or if you prefer, you can bring your arms by your sides with your palms facing up. So this is a restorative pose, and yeah, it's kind of like a relaxed, it should be relatively relaxing, so that's why it's important that you're really comfy for it, and you can just really sort of like, yeah, slow your breathing down and just try and let your body relax. Good one just for like doing some nice deep breathing, and also again sending your breath into your back. Don't have to hold any tension anywhere. When you feel ready to come out of this one, you can just bring your hands down, like gently just sort of like roll the body out, just like rolling up the spine. Just coming up, sitting up tall. Okay, so hopefully you'll have benefited from those stretches and your glutes and hips are feeling a little bit more mobile. Obviously there's a lot of other yoga stretches as well that do target that area, and there are quite a few good stretches what are good for strengthening the hip and the glute area as well. So so it's always good to like, that's why yoga's good, because it kind of like does lots of different things and balances everything out. But these ones today are kind of, yeah, mainly based around like increasing the flexibility in the hips. So yeah, we'll see you soon for some more yoga. Namaste.